So I'll be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Duo powder in medium brown. Sometimes I like to just use a powder just so it's not so intense and so, full on. Next I'll take the LA Pro Girl Concealer and I'll just carve out the brows with a flat brush from Billion Dollar Brows. This just really creates this nice shape and defines them a little bit more, especially while using a powder. I always like to do this step first as well, just because it makes them nice and neat before the rest of the foundation and everything. I'll then take the Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC using their Morphe E45 brush and just using that all over the lid and up to the brow bone just to help with any discoloration. I'll then set all of that with the Tempera from Modern Renaissance palette. Next, taking Burnt Orange and just placing that through the outer V and all through the crease and just blending that through. Then taking Love Letter and also placing that just on the outer V section. It is very pigmented, so you don't have to use a lot of this to get a good effect. And just keep blending that outwards and upwards. And then just blending all that through so you don't get any harsh edges. Next, taking my double-ended Stila brush, I'll be using Red Ochre and just popping that in just the outer V. Then taking Vientiane Red from Modern Renaissance as well, just blending that all through the outer crease. Just keeping that on the outer V, not bringing it too far in on the center of the lid because we're going to put something else there anyway. Just blending that all the way through, just making sure there's no harsh edges at all because we don't want none of that harsh edges, girl. And yeah, just keep on blending. I'll then take glitter glue from Too Faced and just pop that right on the inner corner, mainly just where I'm going to put the glitter on the eye. I don't need to take it up or further down into the outer V. Taking Cherry Pie from Glitter Injections, I'll just be applying that all over the mobile lid with my finger just so it gets more pigment. Keeping it nice and low because this stuff does transfer and it is fucking messy as shit. I did go in with a brush just to be more precise with the glitter just on the inner corner. Just going in with that Stila brush again and also the Napoleon Fluffy brush and just blending all the edges together so they're not harsh at all. Taking Tempera again and just blending through the top of the crease. And then I just went in with a Q-tip and a cotton pad and just cleaned up the edges. Then taking the Inglot Gel Eyeliner in 77, I did attempt to try and do a wing on camera, but it's really fucking hard to keep it in focus. So I did go and do it, but you can sort of see the end in the next clip. So there you go, there's my wing. I don't really like to go too big with my wings just because I do have a little bit of hoodedness going on. So you can't really see the eyeball if I do too thick of a wing. I'm going to curl my lashes just so they're nice and thick and full for when the falsies go on. I'm using the Better Than Sex mascara. This is my absolute fave. I can't seem to find one that I love more. I do try and venture out, but it just never works. I always come back to it. Then taking the Bespoke lashes. These are fucking stunning. These are in the style Reine. These are literally like my life, this brand of lashes. They are beautiful. I'll put it in the description bar of all the details, lashes, products, all of that jazz down below. Taking the Nars Smooth and Protect Primer, I'll just be applying this all over my face. You don't really need a lot of this, a little bit goes a long way, and plus the tube is tiny, so we don't want to be wasting that shit. I also do like to apply primer with my hands just because it does warm the product up a little bit more, so it does make it a little bit easier to work with. Then taking my Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Green, just popping these on any red spots or discoloration because I got a hella breakout happening. And just blending that out with the Beauty Blender. Then taking my Giorgio Armani foundation in the shade 6.5, I'm just going to blend that out with my Morphe M439 brush. I like to dot the foundation all over my face just because it does disperse the product evenly, so there's not too much product in certain areas. I always start off by doing my cheeks, my center of my face first, as that's where I feel like I need the most coverage. I don't love this foundation. I find it's not as full coverage as they say it is, and it definitely didn't last all that long either, which is really disappointing for how much it is. Taking my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Light, I think it is, and just placing that under the eyes. I do get pretty dark circles, and I accidentally went a little bit too heavy-handed with this under the eye area, but that's fine. And then just blending that out with a beauty blender. I find a damp beauty blender works the best to blend out any concealers, especially ones that are a fuller coverage. Taking my Mercier translucent powder, I'm just going to bake under the eyes, and I'm just going to apply the same colours I use on top on the bottom just to balance out the eye and make it not so top heavy. And just, yeah, using exactly the same shades underneath. Then I'm just going to remove that bake with a Real Techniques brush. Oh god, I can't even speak. Real Techniques. Just blending that out, and then just putting the rest of the powder all over the face just to set and prepare for the contour. Going in with Give Me Sun by MAC. I'm just going to place that all over the cheeks, all over the forehead, and just around the face where the sun hits, just to give it a nice bronzy glow. This one is a little bit orange, but we make it work. Taking my Hoola bronzer by Benefit, using the Eater brush from Nars, Eater, whatevs, and just applying that on my cheekbones just to give them a little bit more definition. Then going in with the Napoleon brush. I'm not sure what it is, but I will link everything down below. Next, taking Nars Blush in Luster. I love this shade. It's so bronzy and peachy. It's not too pink, it's not too orange. It's the perfect shade for a blush. Then taking the Mercier translucent powder on a Real Techniques sponge and just carving out my contour and baking under there also. Then taking Champagne Pop from Becca Cosmetics and just placing that on the high points of my face, so on my cheeks, my brow bone, my nose, my cupid's bow, and anywhere else in between that I feel like I want a bit of a glow. I always go overboard with highlighter, but who doesn't bloody love a bit of a glow? Just cleaning up that bake underneath the contour and just blending out the bronzer and everything together as well. Then taking my Bare Minerals Gen Nude Lip Liner in Vibe, just applying this all over the lips. I love this new stuff from Bare Minerals. They're so beautiful, so creamy and so easy to apply. I love, love, love them. Then I took my Melted Matte from Too Faced in the shade Cool Girl. I love this shade, it's my favourite. Then setting my face with the All Nighter setting spray from Urban Decay, of course. And this is the finished look. I hope you love, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!